Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good amendment. Please vote yes. A capital gains tax is an income tax, Mr. Speaker. That is what makes it such a volatile and unpredictable and unreliable source of tax revenue to the state. Mr. Speaker, we constantly hear about attempts to compel individuals or firms to pay their fair share. That is a chimera, Mr. Speaker. That is an illusion. Because ultimately, when it comes to taxing income and mobile assets, capital assets, in an increasingly digital and mobile world, fair share may mean zero. Mr. Speaker, we cannot build our paramount duty on a foundation of sand. This intent section, the proposed intent section in the amendment, acknowledges reality when it comes to tax policy and capital markets. Let's be in reality. Let's vote yes on this amendment, and let's begin this problematic underlying proposal with at least a small dose of economic reality. Please vote yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Very good amendment. Please vote yes. Mr. Speaker, a capital gains tax is an income tax. Right now, the median price of a home in Seattle is just a hair under $1 million. So it does not require an international capitalist to acquire assets worth $1 million. If you bought a home in Seattle 30 years ago for $250,000, which houses were available 30 years ago in Seattle for $250,000, and if that house today was worth just a little bit more than the median, and you sold it because you were getting ready to retire, and you netted $1,001 on your sale of that house, you should be able to keep that capital gains income tax, at least most of it. I think you should keep all of it to prepare yourself for retirement. You need that income to set yourself up to live a comfortable, middle-class, not particularly wealthy life the rest of your time. Mr. Speaker, this is a good amendment. It protects middle-class people who might own a just slightly better than median-priced house in Seattle and want to sell it so they can use that income to retire. Please vote yes on the amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good amendment. Please vote yes. An estate tax is not an income tax, but a capital gains tax is an income tax. This involves the estate tax, of course. And what this amendment does is it slightly tightens up the range of tax rates for estates of different values. The exclusion isn't such a big factor here. What is a big factor is the way we spread the progressive rates at which different estates are charged is sort of a tighter grouping and does top out at a lower overall rate, which I think is important because, Mr. Speaker, capital never sleeps. Capital is mobile, and as you've heard, I'm going to really think about calling you Mr. Capital. That was not a bad slip. It is mobile, and an estate could move, and if we charge that top rate too high, as the good lady from the 25th said, we will see the capital that is mobile in estates move. Let's not do that. Let's say yes to the amendment, keep that tighter grouping on the percentage rates, and I think keep more estates here in Washington. Mr. Speaker, it is no hypothetical that I do hear from constituents, not a lot, but occasionally, who emphatically believe that the estate tax in this state is already too high, and that to making it substantially higher, almost 3/4 again higher than what it is now, is going to be detrimental to our fiscal well-being, because that capital will move. Please vote yes on the amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good amendment. Please vote yes. Mr. Speaker, this underlying policy deals with several issues in tax policy, not a single one. So what is the emergency? Is the emergency that we need more tax revenue from our capital gains income tax? Or is the emergency we need more tax revenue from our estate death tax? Well, there's no consistency in the policy in those two different items. Which one's the emergency? An emergency clause is supposed to address some emergency in policy in an underlying proposal. The sort of split focus of the several policy points in this one really beggar belief that an emergency clause is even important, relevant, functional. It leaves only to conclude that the emergency clause is on the underlying bill for some more tactical reason, perhaps trying to obviate a referendum to overturn what are some fairly unpopular increases in state taxes, both on the capital gains income tax and on the estate death tax. Maybe we need two emergency clauses on the underlying bill to cover both points in policy. Or better yet, Mr. Speaker, how about no emergency clause? Vote yes on the amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please vote no on this bad bill. Mr. Speaker, Article 7 of the state constitution is the part of our state constitution that deals with tax policy and tax revenues. And you hear a lot of people say this tax is unconstitutional or that one's unconstitutional. I would like to speak with some clarity to what Article 7 actually says and why so many people feel so strongly that the capital gains tax, which, by the way, Mr. Speaker, is an income tax, and the estate tax, which is not an income tax, but which in this state is relatively high, no, very high, why people feel so strongly that these two forms of state tax are so wrong. Now, they may say they're unconstitutional. In certain contexts, they may be. But what Article 7 actually says is that all state taxes must be uniform on the same class of asset. And of course, our courts have gone back and forth on what these words mean. They've parsed them various ways. But generally, the conclusion here is that income is an asset. And certainly, an estate, all the things that you build up in the course of your life, they're an asset. And our tax policy is supposed to treat all like assets in the same way, in a uniform way. That means the same percentage of taxation on like assets. And the inherent flaw in both our capital gains income tax and our estate tax is that they don't charge the same uniform rate on all like classes of asset. That's the part that makes these various taxes unconstitutional. At least the people say that they're unconstitutional. Now, Mr. Speaker, I guess it's appropriate we leave some of that decision-making to our colleagues across the flag circle out there. But, Mr. Speaker, this I know. Whatever we decide that the capital gains income tax is, and whatever we decide the estate tax or death tax is, this underlying bill, it makes those problems worse. And we've had several chances with amendments here tonight to make the worse slightly less worse, but we didn't take them. This bill makes the constitutional issues and the tax policy issues in this state worse, not better. It will make capital flee the state of Washington.